I be so sick of you niggas, you're contradicting. I be so bored myself, girl, you come and fuck me. I feel so ordinary, still make you around me. Treat me like corduroy, wear me out. Arguments, you air me out. Tripping about your whereabouts, I can't keep no promise.
Welcome to my channel. My name is Star Rose and you guys are going to watch me sew these pants. I'm actually going to be doing a thrift flip. I got these plain blue denim jeans from Goodwill and we're going to turn them into something way cooler. Stay tuned. Hey, hi, how you doing? Most of this video is going to be a voiceover, so let's get into it. So these were the jeans that I got from Goodwill. They were $9.99 and as y'all can see, they was a little too big. It was eating my ass up. And I found these jeans at Buffalo Exchange for $16. And I got them because they just matched in terms of colors to the ones from Goodwill. And these actually was only like one size too big. Look, this is my little brainstorming clip. Me acting like I know what I'm doing, coming up with an idea. I ain't have a thing in my head. I was stumped. It took me like 3 to 4 days to come up with a real idea. Quick shout out to my brand new Brother sewing machine in the model XR9550. Alright, so boom, now we're taking off the waistband using our seam ripper. And at this point, I had somewhat of an idea. I was still kind of winging it, but I had a direction that I wanted to go in. And as y'all can see, this is a very tedious process. It takes quite some time. Once I got the waistband off, I actually changed my mind on what I wanted to do. But I ain't feel like putting it back on. So I put the pants on over one another just to see what it would look like. And I actually like this idea. And because the underneath pants fit my waist better, it would be easier to adjust than the pants from Goodwill because they were just so big. So this was like a compromise. So here I am just working on the pants from Buffalo Exchange by taking off the pockets with my seam ripper, which is the tool in my hand. And you guys are going to see a lot of her on this channel, so say hi. But yeah, you guys are going to see me take off the front pockets as well and cut the legs off and stuff like that. So just watch and relax. And this is what we're left with. The next thing to do is adjust the waist. So I'm not even going to explain too much about this process because it was pretty complicated. If you guys want a separate tutorial on how to adjust the waist on your pants, let me know in the comment section below. This was my first time adjusting the waist of jeans and it was way more complicated than I expected. A lot of measuring, a lot of math, and making sure that it's not uneven and it doesn't bunch and it doesn't mess up, you know, the pattern on the jeans and stuff like that. So yeah, I would love to give you guys a tutorial once I find maybe a better method or I get better at this method. But yeah, just sit back and watch what I'm doing. I think I finally have a solid idea on what I want to do with these jeans. So we have our waistband. This is cut off from the pair of jeans from Buffalo Exchange. And I already altered this to fit my waist. And then we also have the jeans from Goodwill. I cut off a lot of extra fabric. I cut it along that hem right there. Or I cut it along that, whatever you want to call it. And I also cut out the pockets and the zipper. So here's the bottom. I used the waistband from these jeans to put at the end. Originally, I wanted the fray that came from the jeans. Now I don't even want the fray to be at the bottom, And I could, next thing I'm gonna do is cut the seams, like unseam the inside of the legs, so that I can, one, fix the bottom, add length. I want them like 2 inches longer. I kind of want it dragging on the floor a little bit. And I'm going to also sew on the pockets. It makes it easier to sew on the pockets so I don't have to do it by hand. Yeah, then I'm going to sew these back together and sew it back down the side, and then we should be done. So for some reason, it didn't occur to me that if I tried to sew things onto the pant legs, that it would sew the pant legs together. So once I got them open, I went and got my pants from Buffalo Exchange and cut off extra fabric from the bottom that I'm going to just sew to the bottom of the Goodwill jeans to make them just a little bit longer. This was also my first time adding any extra length to a pair of jeans, so this was just the method that I used. I don't know if it's the most effective, so that's why I'm not going to get too deep into details, but I just added the extra denim, and then you guys are going to see how I add the waistband onto the bottom of the jeans. Pretty self-explanatory. Just watch. Next is time for the pockets, but once again, pretty self-explanatory, so just watch. So here I am, finally getting ready to sew those two pants together so I can actually try the pants on. And I actually did break my needle twice while trying to sew these pants together because I was using the wrong needle. So make sure you're using a heavy-duty needle when you're sewing denim. And you also still want to take your time while messing with thick fabrics like denim. So these clips are sped up. Even with the right needle, I was going super slow. But look at that. Looking like I got a little something back there. I didn't sew the front, I just did the back. So this is just me pinning the front in place. And I decided to do this little V situation with the zipper. Honestly, the zipper was something that I struggled with all the way to the very end. And yeah, I'm not too proud of the front situation. I kind of messed up, but you guys are going to see that later. This is actually where I messed up. I cut off way too much fabric. And I wish I could tell myself. Because these pants would have came out so much better if I would have got the front down pack. But they still came out fire. Keep watching, keep watching. Alright, so once I got the front of the pants all sewn into place, I decided to save the zipper for last. It was time for the pizzazz, the touch of star. So I went and I got some stencils from Michaels. I used this star stencil to trace like 30 stars all over the extra fabric from the pants from Buffalo Exchange. So doing these stars was not easy, nor were they quick. So this was the method that I used. So as y'all can see, I traced the stars on the back side of the fabric, and now I'm sewing the stars also on the back side of the fabric. I did this so that when I flip it over, I'd have a more visible tracing of the star rather than using a white pencil or like a piece of chalk, which is what I would have used. Next, I took an extra spool of thread and just double threaded my machine, and I changed my stitch pattern to something a little thicker so that the stars really pop. And I just sewed the stars regularly. This took me like a good hour, 2 hours. This next part was my absolute favorite. I made a big star for the back pocket, And I used the white pencil that I said I didn't want to use before because this star was bigger, so it was easier to see. I didn't have to do the whole back and forth nonsense. And I wanted this star to stand out more than the other stars, so I went over it twice. Now I kind of just figured out where I wanted all the stars and the pockets and stuff like that to go. I didn't show you guys, but I did take off the pockets from the pants from Goodwill. But I ended up just sewing them back into place, just like a little bit offset. After that was done, it was time to sew the pants back together. But once I did, I realized that it was still a lot of like crotch room and it still looked like I had no ass. So I went back in and I measured how much extra fabric I wanted to cut off. And for some reason, the jeans from Buffalo Exchange, they had like a really bulky crotch area. Like the zipper fabric was really thick. So even after I took off the extra fabric, it still looked like I had a penis, which I hate. But here I am just cutting it all off and sewing it back up so y'all can see the final review. Here's my first time trying them on, and as y'all can tell, 8 ass sitting. And if you're still here watching, you obviously like the content or you just like the sound of my voice. Either way, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.